Hi, good morning, my dear children. I'm very happy to see all your smiling faces. I know you all are very happy and safe at home. My name is Swapna and I'm here to take the textual grammar of the third lesson, David Copperfield. You all have learned the story of David Copperfield, and a teacher has taught you that story very well. So I'm not going in detail about the story now. So we straightaway move on to the textual grammar of David Copperfield. Before that, you all have to take your textbook, take a pencil and be ready. Are you ready? Yes, I know you all are ready for the class. So what is our textual grammar? Yes, you all have seen. It is personal pronouns and possessive pronouns. Okay, don't open your textbook now. You first listen to me. When I tell to open the textbook only, open it. Okay, first you listen to my class. So we are going to start the textual grammar of David Copperfield. So before going to the topic, I'm going to ask you one thing. What are pronouns? Can anyone answer? What are pronouns? I taught you last year. Yes, a pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. Very good. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. So what are nouns? Yes, naming words. Naming words are called a noun. So a pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. Now you look at the board, a conversation is given there. A conversation between a teacher and a student is given there. Just look at the conversation. Teacher is asking to a student, Abel, show me the notebook. Teacher is asking Abel, show me the notebook. What is Abel's answer? I forgot to bring it, sir. Abel is answering, I forgot to bring it, sir. Now you just listen to me. In the first conversation, teacher, Abel, show me the notebook. Who is the me here? Can you tell? Who is the me here? Yes, me is the teacher here. Okay, me is the teacher. So instead of using teacher, I have used a pronoun here. What is the pronoun used there? Yes, the pronoun me is used in the place of the noun teacher. Okay, now look at the answer of Abel. I forgot to bring it, sir. Who is I here? Yes, I is Abel. So instead of using the noun Abel, I have used a pronoun there, I. I forgot to bring it. What does it means here? What does it mean? Yes, it means the notebook. Yes. Okay, so these are the words used in the place of a noun. So the words used in the place of a noun is called a pronoun. Okay. You understood what I told you now? Yes. Now we are moving on to our topic, personal pronouns and possessive pronouns. So already I told you what is a pronoun. Pronouns are used in the place of a noun. Okay. So personal pronoun. So what is a personal pronoun and what is a possessive pronoun? I'll tell you in detail about personal pronoun and a possessive pronoun. Now you can see a picture on the board. Just go through the picture. Just have a quick look at the picture. Have you seen this picture? Yes, I'll straight away go to the pronouns now. Okay, first we start with the personal pronouns. Look at the board now. What is a personal pronoun? A pronoun that stands for a person or thing is called a personal pronoun. So a personal pronoun that stands for a person or thing is called a personal pronoun. So, which are the personal pronouns? In the picture it is shown very clearly. Yes, the pronouns I, we, you, she, he, they and it. These are the personal pronouns. So what is a personal pronoun? A pronoun that stands for a person or thing is called a personal pronoun. So these are the personal pronouns. Okay. And this personal pronouns, how to use, I will tell you. The usage of personal pronouns, they depend on the number, gender and person. Okay. The usage of personal pronoun, it depends on the number, gender and person. Now you will be thinking, what does it mean? What is the meaning of number? What does it mean? Yes, you have learned last year about number. Nouns are divided into two. They are singular and plural. Yes. So it is called number. Okay. So this is called a number. Nouns are divided into two. They are singular in number and plural in number. For example, I am going to write one example on the board. Look at this pen. Pen is a singular noun. Then what is the plural of pen? Yes, the plural of pen is pens. Very good. So, the usage of personal pronoun that depends on the number. Okay, you have to identify whether the noun is a singular or a plural. Next, what you have to keep in mind is the usage depends on the gender of a noun. What is the meaning of gender? Last year we learned about gender. In 3rd standard grammar, I taught you about gender. What is that? Yes, just rewind it. Yes, they are he group and she group. Do you remember that? He group words and she group words. Yes, this he group words the he group words, they come under masculine gender. The he group words, they come under masculine gender. And the she group words, they come under feminine gender. The she group words, they come under feminine gender. So now you understood about gender. So they are masculine and feminine. When we are talking about a male person, it is a masculine gender, and when we are talking about a female person, it is in a feminine form. Okay. Can you understand what I am telling? For example, boy. It belongs to the he group words. So it is masculine gender. Can you say the she group of boy? Yes, it is girl. Okay, it is girl. So girl is the feminine gender of boy. Is it clear now? So the usage of pronoun first depend on the number, next depend on gender, the third it depends on person. So what is the meaning of this person? What does it mean? I'll tell you what does it mean. Okay, what is the meaning of this person? Look at the chart shown here. You can see a chart here in which I have written first person, second person, third person. What does it mean? First person, second person, third person? I'll tell you. So, before going to the first person, second person and third person, I'll tell you one thing. Okay. I'm a fan of Dulquer Salmaan. Do you all like him? Yes, I know you all like Dulquer Salmaan. DQ, our dearest DQ. Okay, yes. So when we are talking about Dulquer Salmaan, I'm going to ask one thing to Yanis. Is Yanis there? Yanis Shah, are you there? Yes. I am asking Yanis Shah. Yanis Shah, do you like Dulquer Salmaan? Do you like Dulquer Salmaan? Yes, I know you like Dulquer Salmaan. So when I am asking about Dulquer Salmaan to Yanis, Yanis is telling I like DQ or I like him. Okay. The teacher asked Yanis about Dulquer Salmaan and Yanis is talking or telling that he likes DQ or he likes him. Okay. So the first person means the person who is speaking. Okay. Now I am asking to Yanis Shah. So who is the speaker there? Yes, the teacher is the speaker there. So I am the first person. I am asking whom? I am asking to Yanis Shah. Yes, he is the second person. So he is the listener there. Okay. About whom we are talking? Yes, we are talking about DQ, Dulquer Salmaan. Yes, he is the third person there. Is it clear now? Is it clear? Yes, I know it is very clear to you now. So first person is the speaker and second person is the listener and third person is the person to whom we are talking about. Is it clear? Is it clear to you now? Yes, very good. So this is called person. Okay, so the usage of personal pronoun that depends on the number, gender and person. Is it clear to everyone now? So person means a person who is the speaker there and a person who is listening to what I am talking here and a person to whom we are talking about. Okay, and again it depends on number, as I already told you, singular and plural. The first person singular pronouns are I and me and plural we and us. The second person singular and plural the same, you. There is no change in that. For third person singular is he, she, it, him, her and the plural is they and them. Okay, so the usage of personal pronouns, they depend on the number, gender and person. I hope it is very clear to you now. Okay, now let us have some more examples. Look at the board now. Rahul is a good boy. Rahul loves paintings. Rahul is a good boy. Rahul loves paintings. Can you use a pronoun here in the place of Rahul? Yes, identify the gender of Rahul. It belongs to the he group. So it is masculine gender and the pronoun is, what can we use there? Yes, we can use he. Okay, Rahul is a good boy. He loves painting. Okay, now look at the second question. Meenu is my cousin. Meenu is my cousin. Meenu sings well. Okay, Meenu, identify the gender of Meenu. Yes, it belongs to, she belongs to the feminine gender. So which pronoun we can use there? Yes, we can use the pronoun she. Now look at the third question. Arun and Vinu are friends. Arun and Vinu play together. Arun and Vinu play together. How many children are there? Yes, 2 are there. So we have to use the plural pronoun there. Plural personal pronoun. So there is the answer there. Okay, so Rahul is a good boy. Rahul loves painting. Here, instead of Rahul, I have used the pronoun he. Meenu is my cousin. Meenu sings well. Here, in the place of Meenu, I have used the pronoun she. Now Arun and Vinu are friends. Arun and Vinu play together. So here I use the pronoun they because they are plural in number. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, very good. Now the next one is possessive pronoun. What is this? Possessive pronoun. So what does it mean, possessive pronoun? A pronoun that shows possession. A pronoun that shows belongings is called a possessive pronoun. Okay, so look at the possessive pronoun here. His, hers, its, mine, ours, theirs, and yours. These are the possessive pronouns. Is it clear? So what is a possessive pronoun? A pronoun that shows possession is called a possessive pronoun. Okay, look at the example here. I have a pet. I have a pet. This pet is mine. This pet is mine. I have a pet. So the pet is mine. Here I used the possessive pronoun mine to show possession or belonging. Okay, the pet belongs to me. So possessive pronouns are pronouns. They are used to show possession. Okay, here also it is divided into two, singular, plural, person and dog. Okay, I have already told you about the person. I know it is very clear to you now. So for the first person possessive pronoun, we use mine for singular and ours for plural. And the second person, the singular and plural, the same, yours. Okay, and for third person, singular his, hers and its, and for plural we use theirs. So what is a possessive pronoun? A pronoun that shows possession is called a possessive pronoun. Is it clear to everyone now? Have you understood what I told? Yes. So today we started learning about personal pronouns and possessive pronouns. Okay. Now I'll show you some examples of possessive pronoun. I bought these books. These books are mine. Here I have used the possessive pronoun mine to show belonging. Okay. Reena has a new pencil. The pencil is hers. Varun buys some books. The books are his. Teacher, are these pencils yours? Are these pencils yours? Yes, yours. This is the possessive pronoun used here. We bought a new car. The car is ours. We bought a new car. The car is ours. Anu and Anju have new rings. The rings are theirs. So these are the possessive pronouns. So possessive pronoun is always used to show possession. Okay, is it clear now? Okay. Next, we will move to the lesson. Okay. Now what you have to do is take page number 23 of your textbook. Page number 23 of your English textbook. Now look at the textbook, all of you. A personal pronoun is used in place of a noun. A personal pronoun is used in place of a noun that I already told you. Some of the personal pronouns are given below. These all things I have already told you. Which are the personal pronouns? He, she, it, they, I, we, you, him, her, them, me. These are the personal pronouns. He, we use with the masculine gender. And she, we use with the feminine gender. And it is always used with the animals and things. Okay, animals and things. Is it clear to everyone now? Yes. The personal pronoun we use depends on the number, gender and person. The number, gender and person. About that I have already told you. Singular, plural you have to keep in mind. Masculine, feminine you have to keep in mind. And person, first person, second person, third person. The speaker, the listener, about whom we are talking. Okay, first person, speaker. Second person, listener. Third person, about whom we are talking about. Okay, yes. A possessive pronoun tells us that something belongs to someone. This also we have already told. A possessive pronoun that tells us that something belongs to someone. A possessive pronoun is always used to show possession. Some of the possessive pronouns are given below: his, her, hers, its, theirs, mine, ours, yours. Okay. Now remember to never use an apostrophe with these words. That is very clear. Okay. When we are writing this possessive pronouns like theirs, we always have a tendency to put an apostrophe up after this, but it is wrong. Okay, so we never use an apostrophe with a possessive pronoun. It is very clearly shown here. Okay, so never use an apostrophe with a possessive pronoun. For example, this is our house. This house is not ours, it is theirs. Here, look at this. We haven't used any apostrophe there. Okay. Is this pencil yours or hers? Is this pencil yours or hers? So, for writing possessive pronoun, keep in mind, don't use an apostrophe. Okay. I hope this is clear to you now. Now we move straight away to the exercise given in the textbook. Look at the first exercise. Use the correct personal pronoun. One has been done for you. Use the correct personal pronoun. What does it mean, personal pronoun? Yes, personal pronoun is used in the place of a noun. Very good. Personal pronoun is used in the place of a noun. Look at the first question. Dash often reads books. Dash often reads books. The noun is given here, Leela. Okay, Leela is given there. There is a picture also shown. Now, look at the pronoun used here, a personal pronoun used here. Instead of Leela, we have used the personal pronoun she. Why we have used she? Because Leela, singular in number and feminine gender. Singular and feminine gender. So, we have used she there. Now, look at the next question. Dash is watching TV. Dash is watching TV. The noun is given here, Alan. Alan. Can you answer? Just try. Can you answer? Yes, very good. Which pronoun can we use there? Yes, we can use he. Why we have used he there? Yes, Alan, masculine gender and singular in number. Okay, is it clear now? Yes. Now take page number 24. Take page number 24. Question number 3. Dash are listening to the radio. Dash are listening to the radio. The nouns are given here. My sister and I. My sister and I. How many are there? 2. They are plural in number. So, which personal pronoun can we use there? Yes, very good. We can use we there. We are listening to the radio. Now look at the next question. Dash is running. Who is running? From the picture you can identify who is running? The cat. Okay. Which personal pronoun we can use there? I already told you we can use the personal pronoun it. It for animals and things, as I already told you. So I have used the personal pronoun it in the place of the noun the cat. Okay, now look at the next one. Dash is driving his car. Who is driving his car? John. Look at this, John. Singular number. Which gender? It's masculine gender. So what can we use there? Yes, we can use the pronoun he. He is driving his car. He is driving his car. Look at the last question. Very cute picture, right? Dash has a brother. Dash has a brother. And the noun given here is Diana. Identify the gender. Huh? Masculine or feminine? Yes, it is feminine. So, singular or plural? Singular. So, which personal pronoun can we use there? Yes, she. So, she has a brother. She has a brother. Okay. So, we will tell the answers once again. Look at the first one. Dash often reads books. Leela. Who often reads books? She. She often reads books. Okay. Dash is watching TV. Alan is the noun given there. We can use he. Okay, we can use the pronoun he. Dash are listening to the radio. My sister and I. What is the answer there? We are listening to the radio. Now look at the next one. Dash is running. The cat. What is the answer there? It is running. Yes. Look at the next question. Dash is driving his car. Who is driving his car? Yes, he is driving his car. And the last question is very simple. Dash has a brother. What is the answer to that question? She. She has a brother. Write all these answers in your textbook using your pencil. Okay. Use a pencil and write all these answers in your textbook after seeing this video. First you understand what I taught you, then start doing the exercise. Then you can cross-check your answer with the video. Okay. Now, the next exercise, use the correct possessive pronoun. Use the correct possessive pronoun. What does it mean? What is that possessive pronoun? A pronoun that shows possession. A pronoun that shows possession. Look at the first question. Janet has already eaten her lunch, but I am saving dash until later. Janet has already eaten her lunch, but I am saving dash until later. I am saving. Which possessive pronoun can we use there? Yes, we can use the possessive pronoun mine. I am saving mine until later. Okay. My mobile needs to be repaired, but dash is working. My mobile has a problem, so I want to give it for repair. Okay. So my mobile needs to be repaired, but dash is working. Whose is working? Huh? I'm going to write this, but his is working. Correct? I'm going to write another answer. Hers. Hers is working. Correct? Yes. And we can also use yours is working. Okay. We can use more than one answer there. My mobile needs to be repaired, but his is working. Hers is working. Or yours is working. So all these answers are possible to this particular question. Okay. We gave them our telephone number and they gave us, we gave them our telephone number and they gave us whose number? Yes, theirs. Very good. So they gave us theirs. My pencil is broken. Can I borrow? My pencil is broken. Can I borrow? Yours. Very good. Can I borrow? Yours. Here also the same thing. We can use his also there. Can I borrow his? Can I borrow hers? All these answers are possible there. Okay. But straight away, when we have a problem with our pencil, what do? We ask our friends who is sitting nearby you. Okay. So, can I borrow yours? Look at the last question. My computer is old, but dash is new. My computer is old. I am using an old computer, but dash is new. But yours is new. Very good. But yours is new. Okay. Is it clear to you now? Is it clear? Yes. So these are the possessive pronouns. Have you understood about the personal pronoun and possessive pronoun? Yes, very good. Next, we are moving straight away to the vocabulary part, which is given there in your textbook. Have you seen the heading there? Countables and uncountable nouns. Now you don't look at your textbook. Just close it and listen to me. Listen to my class. Okay. So, countable nouns. I have already told you about nouns. What are nouns? Every time the teacher is asking about nouns, right? Yes, naming words are called nouns. Look at this now. Countable nouns. What does it mean? What are countable nouns? Countable nouns are things that we can count. Countable nouns are things that we can count. Examples are given there. Dog, tree, man, pen, pencil. Okay, so these are countable nouns. So nouns which we can count are known as countable nouns. Look at this picture. Apple, one apple. Look at this, 3 apples. Okay. Look at this picture now. A picture of a child is shown here. Look at this one. There are 3 children in this picture. Can you identify the difference? Can you? Let us look. What is the speciality of countable nouns? Countable nouns have a speciality. They have singular and plural form. That is their speciality. They have both singular and plural form. A boy. What is the plural of boy? Boys. Boy is a countable noun and it has a plural form. Boys. Look at this one. Dog. What is the plural of dog? Yes. It is dogs. Look at this one now. Tree. What is the plural of tree? Yes. Trees. Man. Yes. Men. So, the countable nouns, they have a speciality. What is the speciality? They have a singular and a plural form. Okay. Now, uncountable nouns. What does it mean? Uncountable nouns? Nouns which we cannot count. Uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. Look at the example. Look at the example here. Water. Can you count water? Can you? No. Sugar. Look at this picture. Can you count sugar? It's very difficult, right? So we can't count sugar. Look at my hair. Look at this. Can you count this? No. Yes, very good. So, uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. Okay. So, they usually do not have a plural form. Keep in mind that. They do not have any plural form. We say water, but we never say waters. We say sugar, but we never say sugars. Or else we will never say hairs, oils. Okay. So, uncountable nouns, they do not have a plural form. The word much shows uncountable nouns. Look at this now. Much money, much time. Okay. I spent much money for this. I wasted much of my time. Okay. So, uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. Understood the difference between countable nouns and uncountable nouns? Countable nouns means things we can count. Uncountable nouns means things we cannot count. Very good. Example, pen, countable noun. Okay. Water, uncountable noun. Oil, sand, you know. Sand is an uncountable noun. It is very difficult to count sand. Rice, it is an uncountable noun. You understood the difference? It's very good. Next, we go straight away to the lesson. Okay, page number 24. Now you can open the textbook, page number 24, and listen to me. Okay. Let us learn about countable nouns and uncountable nouns. I have already told you. Countable nouns are things that we can count. Okay. Examples, dog, tree. These I already told you. They have a singular and a plural form. In the plural form, these nouns can be used with a number. That is, they can be counted. Like, as I already told you, 1 apple, 3 apples. One child, three children. Okay. And the word many shows countable nouns. Many is always used with the countable nouns. I have a friend. I have many friends. Friends is a countable noun. Okay. Look at the examples given here. One friend, two friends, three friends, many friends. Okay. One book, two books, three books, many books. Then 100 friends, many friends, 5 friends, 10 friends. Okay, so these are countable nouns. Understood now? So what are countable nouns? Nouns which we can count. Okay, the things which we can count are known as countable nouns. Now, uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. Uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. It is there in your textbook, page number 25. Yes. Examples: water. Examples: water, sugar. I already told you about that. They have only one form. They usually do not have a plural form. I already told you. We will never say waters. We will never say sugars. We will never say oils, hairs. These nouns cannot be used with a number. They cannot be counted. The word much shows uncountable nouns. 100 units of money or much money. And also there is one more thing you have to keep in mind. You can count money. You can count money, water, meat, but then you would use the units such as rupee, liter, kilo and say that you have got. We can say, as I already told you, there is no plural for water. I already told you. But you can say, I drank 2 glasses of water. Is it clear? I drank 2 glasses of water. Look at the examples given here. 5 rupees. But we never use 5 money. I have 5 money with me. That is wrong. We can say I have 5 rupees with me. 2 liters, glasses of water. But we never say 2 water. We will never say I drank 2 water. But we can say I drank 2 glasses of water. 3 kilos of meat. But we will never say 3 meat. That is wrong. Okay. We have to say 3 kilos of meat. I bought 3 kilos of meat yesterday. I bought 3 kilos of meat yesterday. But we never say I bought 3 meat yesterday. That is wrong. Understood? Okay. So this is the difference between countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So countable nouns are things we can count and uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. Understood? I hope you all understood what I told now. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, I know. Now, look at the exercise given there in your textbook, page number 25. It is very simple. In the following sentences, mark the countable nouns with C and uncountable nouns with U. In the following sentences, mark the countable nouns with C and the uncountable nouns with U. The children are playing in the garden. The children. Can you count children? Yes. Plural of child. Okay. So is it a countable noun or an uncountable noun? Yes, it is a countable noun. So I am going to write C here. Write it clearly with your pencil in the textbook. I don't like milk. I don't like milk. But I like milk, okay? I don't like milk. Can you count milk? Can you? Is there any plural form for milk? No. So is it a countable noun or an uncountable noun? Very good, very good. It is an uncountable noun. So I write you there. Okay, milk is an uncountable noun. Look at the third question. Water is good for health. Water. Just now we learned about that. Water. What is it? Countable or uncountable? Yes, very good. It is an uncountable noun. Very good. Scientists say that the earth is threatened by pollution. Scientists. Look. Scientists. Is it singular or plural? Plural. Okay. So, can you count scientists? Yes, we can. So, is it a countable noun or an uncountable noun? Yes, it is a countable noun. It is a countable noun. There are many windows in our classroom. We all know that. I know you really miss your classroom, right? Yes, I know. Okay, there are many windows in our classroom. Look at this now. Windows. Singular or plural? Plural in number. Okay. So, is it a countable noun or an uncountable noun? Yes, it is a countable noun. Okay, is it clear now? Yes, very good. Look at the first one. Children, countable noun. Milk, uncountable noun. Water, uncountable. Scientists, countable. And windows, countable. All understood what I taught you today? Yes, I know. You all are very good children. Now, I am going to give you a small assignment. Okay, Look at the assignment. Look at the first assignment. Complete the exercise number 2 and 3 of the worksheet given in page number 49 of your reader textbook. Complete the exercise number 2 and 3 of the worksheet given in page number 49 of your reader textbook. Okay, is it clear to you now? I'll show you the worksheet in the textbook. This is your reader textbook and you have to do the second and third exercise given there. Okay, second exercise, choose the correct personal pronoun to fill in the blanks, and third one, fill in the blanks with the correct possessive pronoun. You all know that very clearly. Okay, so do the exercises given in page number 49 of your reader textbook. And next, one more assignment for you. Write the examples of 5 countable nouns and uncountable nouns each. You have to write 5 countable nouns and 5 uncountable nouns in your English notebook. Okay, write 5 countable nouns and 5 uncountable nouns in your English notebook. And when you come to school, you have to show this assignment to your English teacher. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Yes. So this is all for today. We have completed the third lesson, David Copperfield. Go through the lesson, read the lesson 3 times, complete the notes, complete the exercises given in the textbook, and learn the question answers, past tense, opposites, new words, everything given in your notebook. Okay. And if you have any doubts, about the grammar part and the vocabulary part, you can call me. My name is Swapna and my number is given here. You can call me. I'll help you in learning that particular topic. Okay?